My man, my man, my man.
What up? Happy Taco Ball Tuesday. We got to keep it short and simple. My dog's going to join us. He's going to be relentless and forcing me to try and take him to the bathroom while I'm recording, but we all know that's probably not going to happen. So,
That's our special guest for tonight. And can Dembe tell us about first Taco Bell experience and maybe NBA loyalties?
What's your favorite Taco Bell menu item? What's that? The beefy potato burrito? I don't believe you. Cheesy Fiesta potato bowl? Oh, yeah, that sounds more like you.
I can see that.
You have any NBA fandom? Who? The Timberwolves? Oh, get out of here. What do you know about the Timberwolves?
The Timberwolves.
He said he's kind of part wolf, so he likes the Timberwolves. He's got a vested interest.
Pull for his own kind. I see.
He's more like the dog behind you saying, this is fine. All right, so we have like 3-4 games left per team in the NBA. The season is rapidly wrapping up, and there is still quite a bit of uncertainty, although the picture is getting a little clearer as to who's going to be where. But still some jostling. The East, I feel like, has defined or sort of segregated itself into separate groups. There's still a battle over those first 4 seeds. Nobody else is really going to jump up into that, and I don't really see any of those 4 teams dropping out of the top 4. 5, 6 is pretty much locked in. The 2 teams there will rotate, but I don't see them jumping up into the top 4 or falling down into that play-in. So your 7, 8, 9, and 10, your play-in teams are pretty much set in the East, I would say. Out West, getting a little clearer out there. Got a couple teams sort of hoping that they can make a last-ditch effort to push into the hosting a playoff game, as Dallas and Denver and even Utah look to see if they can't pass Golden State here down the stretch. And that is what I'll be rooting for as much as just about anything else. The Lakers, although apparently not mathematically eliminated, seem to have given up on the season. LeBron James has injured his ankle, doesn't appear to be playing, and they have a must-win game against the Phoenix Suns tonight, which we all know how that's going to go. Although Phoenix Suns rested half their players and got beat by Oklahoma City the other night, which was shocking to me that Oklahoma City beat them so badly, even their B team. So what do you got? We got all kinds of action going on in the NBA tonight. Bucks Bulls, big matchup.
We'll take we'll take a look at the scoreboard in a second here, Justin. But I want to jump in the time machine for a second and think back to when we were putting our season predictions together many months ago. Go back and put on that lens and now think if you had to pick one team in the West and the East that has surprised you the most in terms of where you see them landing, who are those teams for you?
Out West, I feel like it's still got to be the Golden State Warriors. I feel like they came out blazing hot, set a ridiculous pace that they have fallen off from, but far out exceeded expectations heading into this season. In the East, gosh, I mean, looking at it right now, there's just so many surprises. Like I'm pretty sure I didn't have the Heat or the Celtics anywhere near the top. I did not have Toronto probably even making the playoffs. I didn't have the Cavs making the playoffs. So there's the Chicago Bulls. I thought would be much improved, the most improved team, but I still think they still exceeded expectations. The East is just so much more full of surprises and delights in terms of exceeding expectations.
Yeah. For me in the Western Conference, it's got to be the Grizzlies. Man, I figured, I think I had them like maybe on the edge of, I probably had them like a 7 and 8, maybe a 9 seed. And it's just wild to me how, they've locked in that number 2 seed and how they just have this next man up mentality. What was that game where they basically had their third string players beat the Phoenix Suns? That was wild. And they're playing with a lot of heart, a lot of confidence right now. So that's my team in the West. In the East, I think it's the Miami Heat have just completely, I feel like they've come out of nowhere in how much more of a complete unit they're playing on. They're playing us on both ends of the ball. I definitely did not see them being a number 1 seed like in Eastern Conference, and
No.
and very much they should be favored, in the first 2 rounds of the playoffs too, which is just, I don't know. I feel like we're both still very hesitant about the potential of this Heat squad. But maybe we'll just continue to be surprised and delighted by how well they play.
Yeah. And then when they dumped Jimmy Butler in the offseason because he tried to fight the coach or something. Yeah, actually, I don't have your season predictions written down because I'm not sure that you wrote any down or made any declarative statements. I have my previews, but we'll save those. I don't know, maybe for next week after the official lineup is in.
Yeah, that'll be a good little rewind.
There's definitely several good chuckles to be had based on some of these preseason predictions. So
yeah, probably more around the teams that we thought would do well and that have just completely bombed out.
Yeah, pretty much.
So taking a look, let's run through some scores here. So it looks like Sixers are putting some space and pace against the Pacers, and again they need this win to pretty much stay like in that lock for that 3-way tie for the number 2 seed. Cavs down the Magic. Oh,
it's over.
Oh no, down 7. So this will, for the Cavs, this will have them again. Well, I guess it's very likely they're going to be 7 or 8. It's just a question of who their matchup, who ends up possibly overtaking the Hawks to claim that 8 seed.
A loss to the Magic is just brutal, though. I mean, I know you're missing like 4 guys, 3 or 4 starters. It's they've ran out of steam here late in the season. So expectations are low, injuries are high, and what was a very exciting and intense season has sort of just come to a sludging trudge of an end. But hey, playoffs, baby.
Yeah, that's about again, happiness is an outcome of expectations. Like if you were to tell yourself the Cavs would be a 7 seed going into the playoffs, I think you'd be pretty stoked about that.
I probably would have taken that at the start of the year because I would have been like, they're not going to be in the playoffs.
Yeah. Nets looks like they're starting to put this one away against the Rockets. This I might tune in and watch the rest of this game. Heat's they're probably resting a lot of guys. Hornets clawing to stay ahead of the Nets to claim that 9 seed and have
I don't
home
think the
court.
Heat's. I can't imagine the Heat are resting guys, right?
Well,
I mean, what is their lead over Boston? A game?
no, it's more than
Two?
that. 2 games.
2 games? I mean, there's 4 games left. They need to. They can't afford to rest already,
I guess
unless
more
they
so,
want to lose and drop down because they're worried about Brooklyn securing the 8th seed out of the play-in tournament.
no, there's no way. There's no way they're doing that. But no, more so I think my point was the Hornets should be hungrier to win this game than the Heat.
I see.
Like clawing for a spot versus jockeying for a spot.
Yes.
Hawks Raptors, another like very interesting matchup here with
because the Raptors can jump the Bulls and have a game lead as the 5th seed if they win and the Bulls lose, or they could drop down or stay tied. Plus, Atlanta could take a step forward and be tied with the Cavs, since it looks like the Cavs are going to lose. So, yeah, big changes from that one.
And then Bucks up on the Bulls. You know, talk about another depleted squad. This Bulls team just still waiting on a healthy Zach LaVine.
Lonzo done for the season.
Oh, is he out for the season now?
He had surgery on his meniscus. They said he's not. He won't come back this season.
Oh, man,
at least this regular season. I mean, if they make a long playoff run, I don't know. I'm not really sure the timetable, but it seemed as though there's no expectation that he'll be returning.
Oof. Wizards, Timberwolves. What will this impact anything for the Wolves? Not really.
I mean, they could still get themselves out of the play-in.
Yeah, they could still avoid that matchup with the Clippers. Oh, but the Jazz.
How far they have fallen. They've looked bad lately, I would say. But
won 4 out of the last 10. I'm curious what their remaining schedule is here. If this is hello, where's the schedule? 4. Here we go. All right, Utah playing the Grizzlies tonight. That probably won't end very well.
Probably won't help either. No.
And then they play the Thunder, Phoenix, and okay. So hypothetically, they should win 2. They should be favored to win 2 out of these 4.
I would say 3. I'm going to say at that point, Phoenix is definitely not going to be having. I mean, if they were resting people against OKC like a couple nights ago, like I can't imagine they're going to continue to throw out full starting lineup in the next few games. So,
and then what is let's see what Minnesota, their remaining schedule. So definitely have to win tonight. Oh, that's gonna be a good game against the Spurs Thursday and Bulls. That is not.
Yeah, you're playing teams that are actually fighting for.
Games.
Yeah, you're playing teams that are hungry to get a better position in the playoffs still. So,
yeah, so Wolves
could be some flip-flop in there.
Wolves got to win this game. Spurs Nuggets, basically, I think the Spurs pretty much they're a lock. If they win tonight and the Lakers lose, it's doom.
I think even if they both win, it's over. Like the Spurs have to lose and the Lakers have to win out. So I don't even trust that the Lakers could beat Phoenix's B team, which is sad because Oklahoma City just did that. But here we are.
Here Here we are.
So a lot to be decided. Who do you think in the East? You think Miami holds on to the 1 seed?
Yeah, for sure. I think Miami's
So a bigger
Ulster's
question is
got them locked in. They're gonna
Boston, Milwaukee, or Philly? Who's going to get the 2 seed?
Ooh. I think Milwaukee. Honestly, I think the Sixers are going to end up 4th. I think the Bucks will overtake the Celtics for that 2 seed. So it'll be Heat, Bucks, Celtics, Sixers. And then
Who does that leave in the 5-6 matchup?
And then
Toronto, Chicago.
Toronto 5, Chicago 6.
So you're thinking the first round likelihood of a matchup is going to be Philly, Toronto to open it up.
Yep.
Boston, Chicago to open it up.
Yep.
And then whatever the play-in determines.
And then Cavs take it on the Hawks. Who are the Cavs going to have healthy again? Are they going to?
I don't know. I have no timetable really for Jared Allen. It seems like every day it's just like, I don't know. I feel like there's no schedule for him or for Mobley to come back. And if they want to do anything, both of them need to be there.
Yeah. Then I take the Hawks in that matchup to claim the 7
seed and face the Hawks.
Face the Bucks and, lose that. And then
that will be just an obliteration, I think. And
then, well, as much as I'd like to see the Hornets find a way to beat the Nets, don't see.
Yeah, Charlotte.
I will be watching that game though. That will be amazing, and especially if Charlotte can hold on to that 9th seed, that would be awesome atmosphere. And then that I see that team losing to the Heat in the first round, even if it's regardless of which team makes it.
Yeah,
I don't see the Heat losing in the first round. So that'd be the East.
So I don't know how things are going to shake out, I guess, in order in the West, but let's say you see your San Antonio Spurs clinching the 8th seed coming out of the play-in and getting matched up with Phoenix in round 1.
As much as
Pop pull the upset,
as much as I want to be hopeful, this Pelicans, I feel like, have actually been playing much better of late with CJ McCollum and Valanciunas. I really can't name many of their other players.
Oh, Brandon Ingram.
But having home court, and I feel like San Antonio just has always struggled against shooters like McCollum. I feel like McCollum's going to go off he's going to score something ridiculous like 40 points in that one game and knock him off. And the Spurs are also like DeJounte has been day to day. And if they're going to win.
Yeah, he got like real sick and lost like
8 pounds.
10 pounds. Yeah.
In one day.
Oh.
So yeah, I see that would be the Pelicans then playing
Phoenix.
I see the Jazz falling to play the Clippers in the 7-8. And I see the Timberwolves sneaking into that 6th seed. So I'm taking the Timberwolves as the 6th seed. Utah beating the Clippers for that
play-in for the right to face the Memphis Grizzlies in round 1.
Yes, exactly. And then
see ya.
Yeah, they're not going to go far. But there's still going to be some real. Imagine the Mavs playing the Nuggets in the first round. That is a wild matchup.
That is
we just need to root for at least 6 games of that.
That's got to be close to. That's got to be must see TV. That could get the first Diablo sauce matchup of the playoffs, baby.
And then we have actually a really interesting matchup. Then would be Golden State. Well, again, this is all like, I take that back. We probably wouldn't get that matchup because Golden State, I think, will be leapfrogged by the Mavs. So the Mavs would take that 3 seed. Then we'd have Golden
the Timberwolves
State,
and Golden State versus
Nuggets
Denver in the first round.
Yeah. So Golden State Nuggets and then Golden State. Then Golden State would be matched up against the Timberwolves. So yeah. But then more of a chance that Golden State loses in the first round, which I think I might want that more than a Mavs Nuggets matchup, because I almost just don't want either of those teams to be out in the first round.
No, that would be very disappointing.
There's so much fun to watch. Like, to think about how much their Jokic has carried that squad, and then how much Luka has carried that squad. It's wild.
And playoff Luka is like even more absurd. His playoffs have been insane, even though he hasn't made it anywhere. It's just he's free of the Porzingis ball and chain, as they say, and is now running the show.
So before we crunch wrap this up, I've got a shout out here. NBA Crunch Time. Have you watched it?
No.
It is actually phenomenal.
How does one access the NBA Crunch Time?
So I tuned into this last week, I think Friday or Saturday night. You can go to NBA.com and watch it. You can just stream it. It bounces you pretty much between the last like 2 minutes of games happening around the league. So it's like Red Zone, but for NBA. And it's awesome because at some point it's like, yeah, you can watch it for free. It is amazing. You can also, I think, like you can also stream it through the NBA app. But they'll have 4 or 5 games that you're seeing on one screen, and then they'll like, oh, here we're in the last like 30 seconds and zoom in on one game. It is a great way to keep up with all the action.
Awesome.
Highly recommend. Check it out.
I'll be tuning in briefly.
NBA Crunch Time. Until then, yo quiero taco ball.
Yo quiero taco ball, baby.
Live Moss.
One more week.
One more week. One more week. Bing bong.
Bing bong.